Welcome to the upper front unit in our Center Street project. This was a fire rehab, and we're going to show you the first unit that was completed. Walk in through this entrance. This is the back hallway entrance. There's also a private entrance from the street. When we walk in, we'll see that this door right here is a rated door, and this unit has a has a fire rating between the exterior hallway and the unit per code, as well as has a stackable washer and dryer and a beautiful marble floor. So that's the first thing you see as you walk into the unit, and then we'll go over the rest. Still a construction zone out here. You can hear the construction behind us. We'll follow up in the next few days showing you the completed units. They're a few days behind, but this is the first one that's actually going to take occupancy today. So we're going to rush through this before the tenants come in. Come on. After we're through the entryway where you have your stackable washer and dryer, you enter the really large kitchen. And I think this sets it apart from most apartments, especially in this neighborhood, and really makes it on par with a Class A build. This is brand new hardwood flooring and a brand new kitchen. So let's go into the kitchen and talk about a few of the features. I think when anyone looks at a kitchen, it's really no different than a home. People want a lot of countertop space, a lot of space to put their groceries, pots, pans, a thoughtful layout, a useful triangle, and they want a sleek and modern look that's able to be cleaned easily, well lit, is energy efficient, and has full-size appliances. It's really important for most of our tenants, since we're not in a high-rise, that we have gas appliances, which we do here with the Whirlpool package that we selected for this unit. Everything is stainless steel, which is an upgrade from most of the properties that we work in. Many of our clients select a white appliance package. This is a stainless steel appliance package, and also upgrade to have tile not only on the backsplash, but going all the way up to the ceiling. So that's a huge upgrade. And then on the appliances as well, beyond being stainless steel, having a full grate that goes all the way across so you can slide pots and pans is a real upgrade from the individual cheap burners that tend to rattle around. Additionally, this has a built-in microwave that's vented to the outside. Many microwaves in apartments are not included, and many of the hoods and microwaves in apartments are recirculating and not venting to the outside to get rid of those smells. Above us, we have LED lighting, and I want to talk a little bit about the cabinet layout so that we can talk about how our designers in-house came up with this layout. And we actually represent this cabinet line and are able to bring it to your property when we do your renovation in your multifamily property or in your hotel. This is a pantry cabinet, allows you to keep all your different dry goods. And then next to the stove, we did all drawers. This is a more expensive base cabinet than having just a door at the bottom, but people really want to separate all their utensils that they're going to be used for cooking. There's a Lazy Susan in the corner. There's room for storage of pots and pans here. And there is a garbage disposal here. There is an air switch, which allows you to actuate the dishwasher using this instead of a switch. And we find that this is a feature that we use in our high-end home building, but also something that we bring to property management because it's not much more expensive and it keeps people's hands off the wall, which really looks disgusting. Another thing, because the electrician here went a little crazy with the can lights, is that they're all on a dimmer. Of course, we have a dishwasher, which is also stainless steel, and a beautiful island with a 12-inch overhang. And when you're doing quartz countertops, or really any countertops for that matter, the overhang is limited to 12 inches unless you're putting in steel supports. So to save on the money and infrastructure to put in that bigger cantilever, we stuck with 12-inch supports. And when we installed this countertop, unfortunately, the fabricator was unable to fit it up the stairs, so there is a slight seam, and I think it turned out pretty well and is not noticeable unless you really zoom in. The U-shaped kitchen is great. There's really no need for a table, even though there's ample room for a table, and I think that this is a kitchen that anyone would be proud of. The tile is set well, the floors are maple, and they are a red maple, I think they're called. And the flooring is all brand new throughout this main area, and then we were actually able to save the 2 bedrooms, which are the original clear maple. The backsplash is made of just inexpensive doll tile, subway tile, and we're able to install that very quickly and economically, and that's something that we would recommend if you're trying to save some money. We also do all of our tiling in-house, so we're capable of doing much more complex designs. The knobs that we selected are inexpensive units and I think look good for their price. As we talk more about this tile, it happens to be unique, but Home Depot didn't sell a bullnose, which would be the rounded edge. And we were able to find these great bullnose strips. And while they're $50 each, by the time you factor in individual bullnose tiles and cutting each individual one, which would involve a cut that you could see on this side, or starting from here and going over and maybe being off on spacing, this bullnose piece that goes up and down was really a great find. And the windows were actually existing before the water damage, and they are low-E vinyl double hung units. We do not put blinds in kitchens unless owners want that, because they tend to be grease traps and they cause a lot of problems with needing to be switched out and the cleaning when we're turning units over for the next tenant. If you notice, all of the outlets in the kitchen as well are GFCI protected, and that means that if any water were to splash or there were to be a fault, they would all flip off, which is a safety measure, and we'll show you how this building was wired and what it looked like before all of these walls went up. In the island, per code, we are required to have an outlet, and that outlet is at the end of the island, great for charging phones. And not only is this outlet necessitated for code, it's also a nice convenience factor. Well, the other part about these outlets, which you may not have in your own home, is code requires them to be tamper resistant. If we zoom in here, these outlets have little clear covers that slide over when a receptacle is not in use, and that stops kids from being able to put their fingers in here and ride the lightning. So that's a great feature. To save money on finished carpentry expenses, these are MDF baseboards, and they are 3/8 of an inch, or they might be 1/2 inch, and then just simple shoe. This is a much less expensive baseboard, and while you can get one that is wood and maybe a little bit thicker with a profile on it, it may only be 3.5 inches. So with a tall ceiling like we have here, which is 9 feet, we really want the larger baseboard, which is a 6-inch. We hold it up 3/8 of an inch so we get it to look even taller, and then fill the rest in with shoe. A lot of you on the East Coast and West Coast are not used to shoe and are used to scribing the baseboards to the floor. This is not something we do in Milwaukee. We add shoe. All the units that we did here include blinds. These blinds are cordless, which is nice. The cords are the most common problem when we get maintenance calls for blinds, people ripping the cords off. So I recommend spending the extra money going with cordless blinds, and I think that that is definitely worth the investment and easier in the long term if this is an investment property. Why don't we take a look at the back side of the island where we can fit at least 4 stools, and this is a great place for someone to host a family or dinner party. We're at the back of the island. This is a great space for entertaining and for eating your breakfast without the need to have a dining room table. It is set up with ample room for a dining room table in this unit and an entertaining area. If we look here, we have a very busy street, but these are insulated windows, low-E Energy Star rated units, and they really keep the sound out. All the sound you hear right now in the background, if you do hear any, is our guys working in the other 2 units. There was a hole right here, and the question is, what is that hole? That hole is for low voltage. We run coaxial cable or cat cable to all of the major rooms, and this switch will be put on later today. When the cable company comes to install the coaxial connection, we put it in the area where we believe someone's TV would be, so that it can be hidden by an entertainment center or a piece of furniture so that their router and TV can be connected here. As we walk through, we have the vestibule, which goes down to the front door, which is a private entrance. And we also have, to our right, a thermostat. This property has independent HVAC for this unit, and the furnace is located in the attic. And the issue with this unit originally, before the fire and before the water damage, was it was on a central boiler. We got rid of the central boiler and brought in individual heating units for each of the 3 units in the property, as well as the commercial unit has its own as well. So having the ability to control your own temperature is great, but it also takes the onus off of the property owner so that they can not have to pay the gas bill and have tenants opening the windows in the middle of the winter to regulate their heat instead of using a thermostat. So separating the utilities is a huge cost saver and something we were able to do when all of the walls were taken down. We're stepping into the entryway. This is the vestibule. When you first enter, there's abundant space for a bench off to my left, and off to my right there is bedroom number 1, bedroom number 2 to my left, and then the bathroom. This is a 2-bedroom, 1-bathroom. Let's take a look at the bedrooms. We took out all the doors, and unfortunately they were beautiful maple doors, but they were so warped from the amount of water they saw, we needed to replace them. We always encourage all of our property management clients to use solid core doors. And these are doors that are harder to injure, close with better authority, and will last much longer than a hollow core door will. It gives tenants a touch point that feels better, and it gives them the ability to not hear their roommates or family members as easily. Come on into this bedroom and I'll show you the original floors that we were able to keep and restore. They're not perfect, but they add a lot of character, and I think that with a sanding, we did a really nice job. If you notice on the ceiling here, we not only have LED lights, but we also have interconnected smoke detectors. That's part of the code, but it is a nice feature when you're coming from a housing stock around here that is not updated like this one is. So there's a battery backup that's sealed for 10 years, but also the entire property is interconnected. There is a small closet here. I guess it's not that small, and we did put in an organizer. And instead of a wood bar, nice hack for you is to put in a metal bar. It's a little bit more money, but it is definitely not going to come down or break with the heavy load of all the tenants' clothing. We also do LED lights in the closet, and the hack there is using a shop style light or a LED bar light like you would see underneath a cabinet, so an under cabinet light, and that's something that definitely is positive. Here we are on the entry vestibule, which has the door to the front of the building, the bedroom we just saw. And what's nice is I designed this so that there would be an area to put a bench here to put your shoes on, because we want to encourage the tenants to stay on the tile so that they're not tracking their dirty feet onto the hardwood floors, which were extremely expensive to install and refinish. Most people are using LVP, most of our projects are using LVP, but this ownership group elected to use real hardwood because that's what was here originally. So this is a great opportunity to have a luxury feeling material that flows right into the bathroom, but also an area to keep your shoes and put those on here. Come on in, we'll check out the bathroom. In the bathroom, we have our favorite toilet, the venerable American Standard Champion 4, capable of flushing an entire range bucket of golf balls. Don't try it, but State Fair season is upon us, and these toilets will be tested in all of the properties that we provide maintenance to. Another nice feature is to go with a curved shower rod. A curved shower rod is unique because if you've ever been in a cheap hotel and you get into one of these showers, you can feel the nasty cold curtain against you. And this allows the water to stay in the shower, stops you from having to spend the money on shower glass, which could be potentially dangerous and expensive to install, and avoids that cold shower curtain against you. We're using all Moen fixtures because they have the Positemp cartridge, which we carry on all of our trucks, and the standard outlet here with a standard shower head. This is higher than most of the older buildings that we work in, but not so high that it's spraying water everywhere. If this were your home, you might want to go a few inches taller to facilitate tall people if there's one in your family. But here, we want to make sure all the water is going down the drain. And this drain is a Watts drain, which is a high quality unit. But what's also unique is this is a 4-piece tub set from Sterling, which is made by Kohler. And the reason that we use this is because it doesn't have an ability to grow mold on it. There are no seams. And that is such a wonderful thing to wipe down between tenants, as well as for tenant care who may not take the same care as you would in your home, which we hope that they do. It has a nice non-slip surface along the bottom, and we're able to bring the drywall right down to it. Above the shower, we have what looks to be a can light. That's actually the bath fan. That's what's called the Brone 744. It actually may be an upgraded unit now. It's a 6-inch vent that's going to go right through the brand new roof, which we put on this building as well. We'll show you where that exits, and we will listen. I don't know if you can hear it through my microphone. It's almost silent. It sounds a little bit like running water in another unit, which is scary as someone who works on properties, but that's actually extracting the air here. And most of the time, tenants will not turn on the fan. So making sure that the fan and the light are all in one is a great way to preserve the paint and make sure that the bathroom's not growing mold and that there's not moisture sitting on the ceiling. The vanity is a very simple off-the-shelf unit with a cultured marble top, nothing special, but it's a nice size, has ample storage. We did an upgraded light fixture as well as put in high quality bath and towel rods, and these are important because you don't want to use the cheap ones. They will fall down with high tenant use. And we also put in blocking on the rough so that these are going into studs and we're not using anchors. The faucet is a Moen single handle faucet. Again, we keep that on our truck. And the doorknobs are quickset, which we also keep all of this quickset knob on our trucks as well. So I think that between the pieces in this bathroom, there's really nothing that we don't have on our truck to fix in here. And this should be a great bathroom for an extended period of time and easy to repair if there are problems down the road. Let's head into the final bedroom and show you the finished result. This bedroom is slightly smaller, but has wonderful light from the east. And we have the door here, and behind it we have a wonderful closet that is a space-saving feature. If we were to open the door the other way, it wouldn't be against a wall, which is a standard way to open a door. And also it would interrupt the ability to put in furniture, like I imagine a desk here and a bed here. And when we do walk into this property, we can see the utter devastation of the property next door. And it's going to be demoed soon, but you can see how this fire and water situation really happened. Again, we have smoke detectors per code, and this is really the grand tour of this unit. It's a great size, and it has wonderful amenities, all enclosed in the unit, walkable to all of the entertainment district in Milwaukee's River West neighborhood. And next, we're gonna show you a slightly smaller unit, which we are also proud of, and that's gonna rent for a little less, but has very similar features. Let's check that out.